Welcome to the fifth part or the fifth presentation of God's Temple of Truth. I hope for you it's been as fascinating a journey as it has been for me. It's been a wonderful study that's really brought new life to my religious experience of who Jesus Christ is and who He was in the Old Testament. This presentation is entitled, Why the Resurrection Matters. I think that's pretty important to look at. Why does the resurrection matter? Another way would be to ask, what is Jesus doing now? If I was to ask most Christians, what is Jesus doing now? They'd say, well, he's interceding for us. I say, yeah. What else? Well, he's gone to prepare a place for us. I say, yeah. What else? They say, what do you mean, what else? Is there other stuff? I say, oh, yes. Unless you understand the sanctuary, you don't receive the full blessing of the different sections of Jesus' ministry. Do you remember this quote? Truth? Truth is independent of your or my opinion. Truth is also intolerant of error. Every aspect of a truthful message stimulates the conscience and requests acknowledgement. The individual, however, holds the key to accept or reject that message. So, what you'll be seeing today, again, you have the choice to either accept it or reject it. But the last four presentations that I've done for you are the foundation to today's message. So, based on that, I pray that you'll be able to accept and hear the next level of this unbelievably powerful sanctuary message. Do you know that we need to be able to give a reason for the joy that we have and the hope that we have? Peter tells us beautifully in 1 Peter 3 verse 5 that we need to always be prepared to give a defense to everyone who asks you to explain the hope that you have. So when we're looking into humanity today, and we have people that ask us, why? Tell me about Jesus. What is it that you have? We need to cognitively be able to give not only a defense, but a reason for the hope that we have. And I hope that today's lecture, specifically focusing on why the resurrection matters, will be able to give you that answer. Do you remember when we looked into the sanctuary, we saw the two sections? You remember this graphic? We saw the two sections, and I showed you that the earth has become the battleground between the worship of God and the worship of Lucifer. And that there were two options, either sun worship or Yahweh worship. Those were the two options. Looking into the sanctuary, we saw that the outer court symbolizes paganism, which is Satan's domain. And the inner court, or the temple area, symbolizes Christianity, which is the Lord's domain. This is recapitulation, making sure we understand that we are on the same page. Now, in the Garden of Eden, the Lord warned and said the following: I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. He shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel. Now in Eden, God prophesied that a Savior would come to open a way for mankind to escape eternal damnation. I think that's fair. We understand that. And we realize whether you're living 2,000 years after Christ, 2,000 years before Christ, or 2,000 years before that in the time of the Garden of Eden, that truth of salvation through Jesus Christ remains till today. Today, the effects of sin can be seen everywhere. You just have to look around the world and you can see the arthritis, the cancer, the rapes, the housebreakings, the hijackings, the motor thefts, the child molestations, the sicknesses, the pestilences, everything that we see that's negative in this world comes as a result of sin. And we also read, even in nature, the Bible tells us how nature changed when sin entered this world. Read what it says in Genesis 3. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee, and thou shalt eat the herb of the field. You see, when sin came onto the planet,